All right, it's time for us to flow with tarot. Welcome. If you are new here, I want to welcome you. I do see a few new subscribers that have found the channel, and I would love to know how you found the channel. Was it suggested to you by YouTube, or are you also subscribed to my main channel, which is the Unleashed Alchemy TV channel? So let me know in the comments where you're coming from. So, on this segment, all right, this segment, we are flowing through a tarot deck, all right? And so, yes, I am focused on the use of tarot, but the main reason why I started this extra, first of all, this extra channel, Magic in Motion, and this segment of Flowing with Tarot, because I want to remind you to have fun in your practice. Number two, know that your spiritual practice is something for you to integrate into your everyday life. There is no such thing as your spiritual life and your practical life. The two must collide for it to work for you, and it should be working for you. Your spiritual practice should be working for you, and if it is not, there that is a clue for you to reevaluate. Maybe you need to remove something from your spiritual practice or add something to your spiritual practice, okay? Because we are not in the business of continuing to do something that is not working. We learn to do that in religion. We are beyond religion. We have ascended from religion. We have elevated beyond religion. Now we're into going into our DNA where our spiritual technology lies, and we're saying, okay, what else can I do here? What else can I add? What do I need to take away if something isn't working? Okay. So, anyway, ultimately, practice should be working for us. We need to make sure that we're integrating our practice into our everyday lives. We need to be having fun with it. Okay. We need to be having fun in our spiritual path, on our spiritual path. So, another reason actually why I started this extra segment of Flowing with Tarot is to inspire you to pick up those spiritual practices that you have always had an affinity toward. Okay. So, one of the practices that I've always had an affinity toward is the use of tarot. All right. And so I am inviting you to move toward those practices that you have an affinity toward and let your intuition guide you, let your cells guide you. And I know, okay, for Black women that have spent significant time in religion, your spiritual practices have been demonized. It's time for you to pick them back up. It is time for you to use them. Also, the more that you know about something, the less that fear will control you. Okay. The only reason why your spiritual practices, Black woman, was demonized is because the church knew that you were not going to get more information on it. The more information you have about something, the less that fear resides there. Okay. The more you know, the more you know not to fear something. Okay. So pick up those practices. It's time, right? So, anyway, now that I'm done with my rant, which I'll probably rant more about that down the line, but that's not what this segment is for. Let's get into pulling a card. Okay. I'm just going to pull one. I'm going to pull the High Priestess. All right. So, with the High Priestess on the surface, the High Priestess is very confident. The High Priestess is not looking for any type of outside permission. The High Priestess is not looking for any type of outside validation, which goes back to what I just said about your spiritual practices as a Black woman. You have never needed outside permission or outside validation or outside any type of outside force to validate your spiritual practices. Why? Because your spiritual practices as a Black woman was always the original anyway. Any practice that you see right now originated from the Black woman. Now, the practices look different. Some of the practices have been warped, but the original was the melanated Black woman. Okay? So if you're watching this, you are not melanated, you're not a Black woman, before you get in your feelings, do your research. Okay? But that is what I'm getting from the high priestess. The high priestess is reminding us as Black women to get back into our original identity as the original woman and to sit in that, to embrace it, to embody it, and to start to ask bigger questions. How can I now use my identity as the original woman to now thrive in my life? How can I use the practices of my Black ancient mothers to thrive right now here in 2026 and beyond? How can I use the spiritual practices of my Black ancient mothers so that my lineage will also have the freedom to use those practices, to not view those practices as evil or, quote, demonic or even pagan, because pagan also has a negative connotation. How can I now express those practices so that my lineage prospers from my expression of the ancient practices of my Black ancient mothers? How can I now sit in that and embrace that and embody it and dress in it, put my makeup on in it? As I'm spraying my perfume, how can I embody the spiritual practices of my Black ancient mothers? How can I become now a channel of those spiritual practices? What can I do now? It's time for me to stop tiptoeing around those practices because religion had me doing the same thing over and over again, praying to some energy out there that I never had to pray to, appeasing some type of God out there that I never had to appease to because the power was always in my DNA and in my cells and in my melanin. So now how can I now activate that and embody that? Those are the questions. If you sit long enough, the answers to those questions will come up automatically. So, this is what the high priestess, this is what I feel the high priestess is reminding me. Perhaps that was not for you. Maybe that was just for me. Okay. So, let me know what you got from the high priestess today. And we'll keep going through the deck. And until next time, get in your magic, stay in your magic, allow your magic to be expressed, allow your spiritual practices to be expressed, thrive in them, allow your spiritual practices to work for you. All right. So, again, oh, don't forget, let me know how you found the channel. Let me know in the comments. All right. Until next time, stay magical.